I'm a Callan here. Can they both trust you?
Yeah, but I've got a shotgun, so they come in.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna hang on here. It's called bad business.
Hello YouTube, and welcome to my first video log. My name is Russell Hess, and yeah, welcome to it. So I'm making this video specifically for my girlfriend actually. She's currently in Germany, gonna be there for a year, and I won't be able to see her even when she gets back because I am an enlisted United States Marine currently as of this date, which I believe is October 11th, 2014. I'm a private, so I'm Private Hess, and like I said, I'm making this for my girlfriend. I want her to be happy and be able to see me even when I'm off doing training. So that's that. Got that out of the way. That's who I am. I've been wanting to make one of these for a while. I haven't really had much to talk about because up until now my life has been kind of not that awesome. I mean, it's been awesome, but nothing really major has happened. So, make this now that I've made the first big step in my life, a great step that it was, and I want to talk about it for a little bit. So, for those of you who are watching that aren't my girlfriend, who somehow managed to find this video, first of all, thank you, because I like views. You know, it's always makes a person feel good. And second, don't take any of this as like recruiting things. That's not what it is. If it inspires you, cool. That's awesome. But that's not what it's for. So, yeah, the recruit training. So, that's the most recent thing that's really happened in my life. Recruit training, the first day, it was hard. Even the first day it was hard. You know, you wake up in the morning, you go fly your plane, you go on the planes, you get to where you're going. When I first got to the USO, which is sort of the resting place for military people and their families, when we got there, our flights were delayed and a lot of them got canceled. So we were supposed to actually get to recruit training the day before we got there. Yeah, we got delayed an entire day, essentially. So we had to spend the night at the USO, but by the time we got there, they were closed. So the best thing we could do was we had to all like 78 or more of just these kids that were going to boot camp, all had to sleep in the like the reception area because the doors were locked. We found out later that morning. We found out later in the morning when we were like, "Oh, everyone move. The person's coming to open the doors." Somebody was like, "Oh, open the doors." And he opened the door and we're like, "Wait, what?" The doors were unlocked this entire time. It was really annoying. But yeah, all of us had to sleep in there. People were sleeping on the floor, some people were sleeping in the most uncomfortable positions ever. I personally managed to grab a seat and rested my head on a bunch of brochures. That's how I managed to sleep that night. So, that was that. On the first night when we actually got to boot camp, there was no sleep. So we spent the day at the USO, went there pretty late at night, and didn't get sleep that first day. That was not fun. But whatever. So lots of admin and standing, not great stuff. After that first day, it was pretty much just go to dental, go to wherever, get paperwork done, paperwork, stand. It was really, really annoying. But that's just sort of what we did for the couple days that we weren't receiving. Then came Black Friday, the first Friday that actually counted, and that was when I met my drill instructors. Not gonna spell out their names, but Charlie Company, Platoon 1046, 2014. What's up? Shout out. And it started out. We all got marched because receiving we didn't know how to march, and we all got put over in the new barracks, so our squad bay. We were all told to do a bunch of random stuff, just set up our racks and all that good stuff. Went and got some chow, came back, and we're told to set up this thing called a 5x5. We set it up, and we were told to sit here until the senior drill instructor came out. Don't be disrespectful. Listen to everything he says and all this good stuff. It was crazy. It was really weird. It was really hard to wrap my head around, like, oh geez, now I'm going to meet my drill instructors. No, I feel like that's what everyone else was thinking. I personally was thinking, oh man. But so that guy left. That was the receiving drill instructor. He didn't really yell much, and he was just sort of there to teach us some of the things that Charlie Company in itself wanted us to know. And the way I met my senior drill instructor was this. I was sitting 5 people back, I think. A couple people back. And I saw the door swing open, just fly, and a foot right behind it. So somebody kicked it open. My senior drill instructor puts down his foot, steps out, and then the 2 other drill instructors step out from behind him. And he does his drill instructor's creed, talks to us, tells us everything that we need to know at that moment. He then turns us over to the drill instructors. From then, the crazy happens. I don't remember much from Black Friday, to be honest. I just remember lots of screaming, lots of yelling, and realizing that every drill instructor in the room was now drenched in sweat. And was really kind of like, wow, this is what I thought it was going to be like. This is what I was sort of hoping for, and oh my god, I wish it would stop. So, that was Black Friday. After that, after the first couple days, everything sort of started to sort of smooth out, I want to say. After about T10, around that area, things sort of started to smooth out, and I sort of got in the groove. So it took me about 10 days to sort of understand the process, maybe a little bit less. But it took me a little bit longer than probably some of the people in there. Everything started to smooth out. I started getting better at drill. I started understanding prac, and I was starting to move faster, eat faster, do all that good stuff faster. I started noticing some problem children in the platoon, and they ended up being the problem children at the end of the cycle too. Some of them ended up dropping out, quitting. It is what it is. But yeah. So in phase 1, the big event that I truly cared about, there was the IST and all that good stuff, but the event that I cared about was initial drill. This was our first big thing. This was our first chance to win a trophy. And Marines like shiny things. And I'm a Marine, and all of them is Marines. So, shiny things and trophies. We like those. And so this was our first opportunity to win one. And when we did it, we went in it kind of nervous. We had done pretty good before. We started off actually really crappy. You get grade. The people watch you and grade you and show you where you're at, show your drill instructors where you're at, because you're dirty recruits. Why would they talk to you? And so they show your drill instructors. We actually started off getting 30s, and a passing grade for initial drill is like a 50 or 60, something like that. Not really high because it's initial drill. It's drill in general. It's really hard to score well on. And so we were scoring like low 30s, and it was terrible. We were getting drilled in the sense of punished and like yelled at, and drilled as in actual drill. So by the time we actually got to initial drill, we not only won, but we won by 4 points. 4 points is a really big difference when it comes to drill, because every mistake is a point in itself, or half a point, and later on a quarter of a point, but that's beside the point. But that's a points here. Anyway, we smoke checked the other platoons by 4 points. And that's a big deal. So we won our first trophy, and we didn't see it until third phase, because the people in charge kept being too busy, and we never actually had our ceremony to actually get our trophy. So we didn't get our trophy until third phase. Didn't see it at all. First phase, the rest of first phase, not up there. Not up on our rifle racks. Second phase, we didn't bring it down with us, so how can we have it down there? Third phase, we didn't get it until the little museum visit that we get. Came out, did a big ceremony, and we got that. And it was amazing. It's ridiculous. I think we actually got the final drill trophy there too. By the way, we won final drill, because we're good at drill. Charlie Company. But yeah, that was the big thing that I recall from first phase, except for the peanut butter shot. Peanut butter shot, what it is, it's a penicillin shot. Essentially, I'm pretty sure it's a penicillin shot anyway. What they do is they tell you to come in, drop your trousers to about halfway in your butt. Take a antibacterial wipe, sandy wipe or whatever, and rub your butt cheek. Walk in there, you get a couple shots in your arms, and then you go behind this little curtain, and they'll like cross your legs behind each other and put your hands up on the wall. You do that, and they stick you in the butt with this needle, with a big long one too, and then the consistency of it feels like peanut butter, hence the name peanut butter shot, and it hurts at the time. Stings a little, like a pinch, kind of annoying, and then if you really want to complain about it, like it's a mind thing at that point. Everything in boot camp is a mind thing. It's really not as physical as you think, Marine Corps boot camp. It's actually all mental. And at that point, I personally was just like, okay, cool, I got a shot in the butt, time to go. And sure, it would hurt, but I wouldn't really let it affect me. I would march just fine, I would walk just fine, everything was fine. But other people were walking around like, oh, my butt hurts, I can't sit down. I'm like, shut up. But, yeah, that was first phase. You get a peanut butter shot 3 times. First phase, second phase, and third phase. It sucks. But, yes. So second phase. The big thing in second phase, obviously, because second phase, you go up north, all the fields and stuff like that, and all the rifle ranges. So up there, you're shooting a lot. You learn how to shoot for the first week. About the first week. Yeah, the first week you learn how to shoot. The second week you shoot. The third week is split up into the field week and table 2. So field, we start off, because I'm platoon 1046, was platoon 1046. We were follow series, and in follow series, we stayed, because we were follow series, we stayed back. We did table 2 first. So we learned how to shoot in combat, sort of combat stances, how to shoot and do all that good stuff. Shoot in close range and, do box drills, shoot people in the mouth, or not the mouth, right between the eyes, all that good stuff. When we went up north, when we went up to field week, to the field barracks, it was a nice little 2-mile hike, nothing major, but our packs were really heavy. They felt really heavy. I guess maybe it was because we were late in the day, we just ate, we were tired, whatever. People were falling out at a 2-mile hike. It was terrible. Yeah, when we go up there, that's when we started eating MREs, because, why would you march back to the chow hall to eat? That's stupid. So we were up there doing all that good stuff, learning field survival and how to navigate and all that good stuff. It was really, really cool. I learned a lot, and I appreciate what I learned. I feel like it's gonna help me a lot when I get out to do whatever I need to do. If I ever get deployed, it's absolutely gonna help me and possibly save a life. So after second phase was done, you go back down south, you go back to Pendleton, or not Pendleton, you go back to MCRD, and you do third phase. Third phase is a really big thing. It's all the finals. Everything is final then. And it's really scary, because you're like, wow, have I been paying, you've been paying attention, you've been yelling all the knowledge, you've been doing everything that you can, but at the same time you're like, wow, now this is about to happen. So, on training day 55, we had the final exams, essentially. Our written exam, our practical exam, and sort of an oral exam, which our practical and oral were actually the same thing. The practical was actually the written and whatever. So the written test, practical, all that good stuff, how to read a map, all of our knowledge and all that good stuff. And the oral, which was sort of chain of command, all that good stuff. You just put magnets on a board and whatnot. And you do the exercises to help a person who's injured. So you go through that. And you take apart a rifle and then put it back together as fast as you can, which I did extremely easily, thankfully. So that was Trinity 55. We had final drill, which I already said we won. We didn't win by as much, but we did win. So go us. And we won the CFT and the PFT. The first ones we had of either one, we lost. and we were a booger platoon, and we hated ourselves. The ones after that, the inventory ones, we actually scored second and first, I think. Like, we scored a lot higher on both of those. And, actually, I don't think there was an inventory CFT. I think it was just CFT. Pardon. And, yeah, on the final CFT and the final PFT, we absolutely destroyed the other platoons, who were ahead of us the entire cycle, physically, and we just destroyed them. So not only were we better than them in the drill part, we were better than them in the physical part. We had a couple people who screwed us over in the mental part with the tests, but overall we actually came in like second or third in that, even with like 2 or 3, even with a bunch of failures. It's ridiculous. But yeah, we because of how many things we won and its points and all this other good stuff thrown together, we actually won honor platoon, which apparently means nothing in the fleet, so whatever, it's cool to me anyway. And but yeah, we did a couple other things in there. We you know, we did the rappel tower, which I had to miss because I was a linen recruit. I would take people's linen and change it out and all that good stuff, so I missed that. Bayonet assault course, the third one, I think. Yeah, the third one. I missed that too because by the time it was my turn, they were like, yeah, we're running out of time. Who here actually wants to do this? And everyone said, I don't want to. And I was like, I kind of do. And they were like, all right, just throw stuff away, get in formation. You guys are going to do pugil sticks. And I was like, okay. And then I lost pugil sticks. But I won 2-on-1 in phase 2, in phase whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so continuing. When you're getting near the end of third phase, they send you back up north to Pendleton. This is the start of the Crucible. Now, I'm not going to get into the Crucible because, you know, for people who do want to be Marines, who do want to be future Marines, or recruits and pulleys and every one of them, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it was extremely difficult. It's not something you do alone in any way, shape, or form. It absolutely requires the maximum amount of cooperation and teamwork that can go into it. The more cooperation and teamwork that you have, and the more you can talk to each other without yelling at each other, the better off you'll be. If you set up a plan just immediately and you already know what you have to do, then everything would just go so smooth. But if you just have like that one person who just refuses to obey the orders of the squad leader at the time, people become casualties. You now have to carry these people around. If you're on like a stationary obstacle, then you have to do buddy drags back and forth, and it's just terrible. So that sucks. You know, lots of low crawls which tear up your elbows and your knees. It's extremely difficult. It's the hardest thing about boot camp, honestly. But at the same time, it's the most rewarding because the first 2 days are all this stuff, all the obstacles, everything like that. You're walking and hiking for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And you've only got 3 MREs to you know, live off of for those 3 days. And there was actually some people who like finished all 3 MREs in the first day and they just didn't have anything to eat the next 2 days. People had to like lend them food and stuff. It was terrible. But on the 3rd day, you wake up after 2 hours of sleep. You wake up, you pack up all your stuff. You stuff everything into your main pack, including your regular day pack. Stuff everything, throw that pack on your back, get your rifles, get your Kevlar on, your helmet, for those of you who don't know, and you sit outside, you set up, you get ready, because you're about to go up the Reaper. The Reaper is a nice steep little hill, and it is the final test before you get your hemoglobin anchor. I remember that it's not really a far hike from the field barracks to there, but it feels like it. There's lots of hills. That's what Pendleton is made of. Pendleton is made of dust and hills. It sucks. And you go over there and you set everything down, you sit on your packs and you're waiting. You're waiting for the order. And when I saw it, I saw our little safety truck I saw it do something like this. It's pretty much what it looked like to me. And at the time, I just swallowed and eaten, just devoured 2 like dust packets of coffee. They were flavored coffee, so I liked it. And I just downed them both, and I just had massive amounts of caffeine in me, and I was just laughing hysterically because I saw this truck going, change angle up a hill. While a bunch of other people were scared and intimidated of it, I was joyful. I was just, pardon, I've got hiccups now. I was just ecstatic. And couldn't wait to get up that hill. I was motivating other people. I was like, come on guys, you can do this, let's get up there. Let's get up there. And when it was finally our chance, we were just like, alright guys, don't move as slow as those other platoons. We gotta get up there first. We gotta beat these other platoons up the hill even though they were first up it. And when they yelled for us to go, it was pretty much just charging up that hill. And it was painful. Because that hill by itself is maybe 1/4 of a mile. Maybe a little bit more. And you can just instantly feel that burn in that tilt. You feel that the packs are about 60 to 70 pounds at that point. And it's a really steep hill, so your legs are really, really pumping, and that's all you have to do. It matters. You need to stay with your platoon. You need to push yourself. You need to get to the front. That's the biggest thing. Is that if you fall behind, at some point or another, your platoon's going to have to wait for you. People are going to have to wait for you to catch up. That, or like 1 or 2 people in my platoon, and I feel really bad that this happened to them. They should have kept going. Is that they had to lose their packs. They had Marines come and take their packs off of them. And they finished this hike without a pack. And I'm sad to say they got an Eagle anchor. They did not deserve it. But you go up these hills, and it's not just one. So it's the first really steep hill. It feels like a break for a second. Like I slowed down my pace for a half second so I could stretch out my legs and get everything back in working order. And then it's a downward hill, then an upward hill, then a downward hill, then an upward hill, then a downward hill, then a upward hill, then a downward hill, then sort of a really flat spot. Right before this one last big hill. And it's the final step, and it feels so good to be that close. Because it's that big hill, then one steep hill, and you're done. And so they said, so what sucks is that I don't even know why they did this. Like, they had us take a break. I think it's because Mothers of America, because they ruined boot camp. Sorry, Mothers of America, you kind of did. You kind of screwed us over at this point. But yeah, we took a break, had to get a head count. We still had people coming in from the back, and it was terrible. I was just disappointed. But finally we stood up. It was starting to get to sunrise. It was looking beautiful. And we went up that hill. It wasn't just the normal sort of do your own at your own pace charge. It was the drill instructors yelling, "Get up the hill, charge!" And everyone just exploded. The screaming, the yelling, the motivation that went into that, yelling of Charlie Company and Platoon 1046, Honor Platoon, all this amazing stuff. And we're just charging up this hill, pushing as hard as we can to get up this final obstacle. And we made it. We all pushed up that hill, especially without a pack. But, oh my God, it was amazing. You finally get down there, you sit down your pack, and you go through that ceremony. That Eagle Open Anchor ceremony. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It really is. Your first sergeant talks to you. Your company commander talks to you. They're both extremely inspirational. You get your Eagle Open Anchor and you sing the Marines hymn. All 400 recruits. No, sorry, Marines at that point. All 400 Marines just yelling the Marines hymn at the top of their lungs. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'll never forget it. It brought multiple tears to my eye. Not just one, I'm man enough to admit that I cried like a baby when I got my igloo and anchor. It was the proudest moment of my life so far. I've never accomplished anything better. But yeah, after that is the Warriors breakfast, and before that is the 10-mile hike back. So that sucked. Like, great job. Here's your igloo and anchor. Good job, Marine. Now let's go do a 10-mile hike. Ugh. So, hike 10 miles. You get dressed. You get cleaned up. Take a nice shower. Put on your nice clothes. Change out. Put on some dog tags, and you look like a Marine now. And it's great, and I loved it. And so what you do then is go to the Warriors breakfast. You eat. You're technically not supposed to eat too much because your stomach is tiny now. It's shrunk up because you haven't been eating much. But of course, everyone ate too much, expanded their stomachs, had massive cramps, and was rushing to the bathroom. And some people didn't make it there. I don't mean the ones who had to poo. I mean the ones who had to puke. For all you sick-minded people, I don't know, you're weirdos. And somebody actually stepped out the door and threw up. That was cool. That was as far as he could make it. But yeah, after that, clean weapons. They call you Marine more often because you are one. We cleaned weapons all day after that. But yeah, the big event after that was the company commander inspection, I think it was. It was a big inspection. Really, really important. This was the one that could make or break you as a Marine. And if you fail this inspection, because this one's an individual failure. But yeah, if you fail this inspection, you could go back as far as the company commander wanted you to go back. That's a big drop. And yeah, we passed that, no problem, whatever. And after that was graduation. A couple days later, we were practicing graduation, doing all that good stuff. The moto run, good 3.2 miles, up practically a jog, just so we could keep people up and do cadence and do all that good stuff. Family day, and then we graduated, and it was glorious. And now I'm here. Just about to wrap up my 10 days of leave and go back to MCT. Do some infantry training, then go out to my MOS school and see where I go from there. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Like I said in the beginning, this was for my girlfriend. I know she'd been asking me a bunch of questions about what happened, and well, that's generally what happened. Any specifics can be asked. If there's anyone who's got any questions of their own, feel free to comment. Write a comment down in the comments box down below. Like it if you liked it. I'm sure half of you didn't, so whatever. Dislike it if you didn't like it. I don't care. And yeah. Thank you for those who went this far, however long it is, like 20 minutes or something. I don't freaking know. Thank you for sticking by this long. Thank you for listening to my stories. And see you guys next time. I don't know when next time will be because, like I said, I'm going to MCT, then MOS school, and it might take a while for people to send me my camera and all that good jazz. And I don't have a computer of my own. I got one downstairs, though. So, like I said, see you guys next time, and, have a good day. This is Private Hess.